I think that the media is good for Kevin Durant. And I don't really think that the media appreciates how good Kevin Durant is. Let's not make the mistake of confusing Kevin Durant with Russell Westbrook, for example, in terms of his direct relationship with Barry Trammell of the newspaper in Oklahoma City. The fact of the matter is, we don't get on Kevin Durant for not saying anything. We might attack some of the things that he says, but Kevin Durant really is devoid of giving, is choosing to not give quotes. That's not Kevin Durant. On far too many occasions, I think Kevin Durant's frustrations are incredibly justified because it's not like he doesn't answer you. It's not like he isn't expansive with his answers. It's that he's not saying the things that people want him to say. So as a result, people try to excoriate him. If I were Kevin Durant, I'd be pissed off half the time too. And why would that be the case? Because wait a minute. Oh, so I have to say what you want me to say in order for it to be cool? That's garbage. If he is a superstar in this league, one of the top 2 players in the world as far as I'm concerned, easily top 3, this is who Kevin Durant is. And Kevin Durant sits up there just like LeBron James sits up there and others, and they stand there or sit there and talk. And they don't give one-word answers. They're not Belichick. They're not Popovich. They're not Russell Westbrook. They ain't even Paul George from the other night imitating Russell Westbrook. They are who they are. They give expansive explanations about what they feel and why. And then they're picked apart from it. Now, that comes with the business, and they got to be big boys and handle it. But let's be very, very clear here. In the end, the media benefits tremendously. They do too, but certainly the media does, because I don't give a damn. I might have a comment or an opinion about what they say, but in terms of how I feel, I don't give a damn what a player says as long as they say something. If they say something and they give me an answer, it gives me insight, and I'm more appreciative of it, even if I disagree with it.
Let me ask you both this, though. Stephen A., you know how big a fan of Kevin Durant that I have been, but he seems to be somewhat of a victim of situation he creates. He's upset that he's being asked about his own free agency, and yet he signed short-term deals. Here's the next situation he's about to create. We hear rumors about KD possibly going to the Knicks this offseason. So the question becomes, could Kevin Durant handle the big-time, big-market media pressures of going to New York? Max?
Yes, but not with the Knicks. I think KD could handle New York with the Nets because the kind of attitude around the team is different. In other words, if KD goes to a dysfunctional franchise, he's going to run into problems. I don't care how good you are. The season has ups and downs. And when it has downs in the New York media, especially around the Knicks that have a bad relationship with a lot of the media, which starts with Jim Dolan, and trickles down through the organization. Though they're much better than they were, they still get their marching orders from Dolan, who's terrible that way. And so once that starts happening and the press starts coming in, KD is going to experience what he always experiences, which is, wait a minute. I work my tail off. I'm one of the best in the world at what I do. I entertain millions by working my tail off. I do philanthropic work. What is all this? We lose a couple games and all of a sudden I'm the worst person in the world. I don't blame him for that reaction, but he's going to get it with a team like the Knicks. So the answer, Stephen A., is KD could handle New York, Brooklyn, because it's not a dysfunctional franchise. I wouldn't touch the Knicks if I were him.
My response is Kevin Durant can handle what the hell he wants to handle. It's that simple. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell y'all something. Did you know Will Cain, not that ladies apply to you too, but Will Cain, Max Kellerman, do you know that Kevin Durant has played in 849 career games? 849 career games in his career. There have been a few times, I think we all recognize this, that Kevin Durant has been a bit irritated and agitated prior to a game. Is that correct, guys? Can you work with me? Is that correct?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, Kevin Durant is a career 27-point per game scorer. 27-7, 49.3% shooting from the field, 38% from three-point range, 88% shooting from the free throw line. In other words, what I'm trying to say is, what is your definition of him not being able to handle it? Because he's irritated. I recall Kevin Durant being irritated to the point where he did not even show up in the post-game interview after Game 2. What did he do in Game 3? What did he do in Game 4? I recall him being irritated before those games. So if New York is going to irritate him and the result is going to be the numbers that I read to you or better, what is everybody's definition of him not being able to handle something? Because he get agitated and he pushes back? As far as I'm concerned, as long as he shows up on the Madison Square Garden floor and busts your living butt, whoever you are, whoever's going against him, that's all that matters to me.
Stephen A., listen, man, I think we can separate basketball and off the court. There is no doubt in my mind who the best player in basketball is right now. It is KD. But I'm not going to come out here today, and I don't know what you're doing saying he's handled his off-the-court interviews and off-the-court behavior like a stud.
No, that's not what I said.
We all know
that's not what
this
I said,
hasn't actually been handled
Will, that's
that
not
well.
What I said. That's not what I said. What I said is, hold on, Max. Hold on. What I said is, what is your definition of him not being able to handle it? He's a basketball player. If he's irritated, but he goes out and drops 40,
being overly sensitive, going onto social media, responding to trolls, being irritated with questions that are benign about
40,
basketball.
Will, if he drops 40, if he drops 40, how is that mishandling? How is that not being able to handle it?
It could be mishandling it if he never wins a championship. Given KD's talent, the next destination should be a place where it's not a foregone conclusion that they're going to win, and yet with him as their best player, they do win. He has not yet done that.
That's a ridiculous statement. There's plenty of stars and Hall of Famers who've never won championships.
Why would KD want to be
We still call them
one
stars and Hall of Famers.
Why would KD want to be in that group?
We still call them stars and one. Excuse me? That's not the point.
Why would KD want to be in that group?
I'm just saying, a champion. He's already got 2. He's on his way to 3.
Yeah, with the Golden State Warriors,
we got Hall of
those
Famers who have 0.
I hear you. I hear the argument you're making, Stephen A. It's always washed out on the basketball court. Whatever we've seen off the court, it has been fine on the court. I hear you, and that's fine up to now.